Good evening, friends. And when I say friends, I literally mean, James and blogger number 2, as well as everyone that I'm talking to on the internet. I am the third blogger. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh my god, blogger number 3 is Mike Myers. But I've got to let you know, I'm not. That's stupid. Anyway, basically me and my friends have decided, as you've heard over the last 3 videos, that we are going to be vlogging about basically our feelings. For me, I have made it so that you will always be able to tell what issue I'm vlogging on based on what mask I am wearing. For today, this mask will be known as PN, otherwise known as Philosopher Michael. That's way too hard. I don't know how to do it in movies. You know what? Forget half the mask, and forget the glasses, because every time I put them on, it should. Okay, it's not gonna do it right now. All right, but they fall off. So you know what? Forget. This is my mask, Philosopher Michael. And as I was talking about before, me and my friends James and blogger number 2, we live across the whole thing of New Jersey. James lives up the farthest, and I'm down south. So we make kind of like a broman. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to cover various topics, and I know you've heard this the 3rd time in a row, but repetition makes understanding. That's probably, someone said that. I think anyone said that. Anyway, I said it. To begin with, gay Spider-Man, which, not that it's just, it's a silly idea in my opinion, because of the fact you're changing a core characteristic of a character. And that basically makes it so that he isn't Spider-Man anymore. He's gay Spider-Man. It's just, he's been this way since his conceivement. He was straight. If it were to be a gay Spider-Man, that should just be one aspect of his personality, but it wouldn't be. Secondly, I want to cover toys. Toys are just silly, James and blogger number 2. Who plays with toys anymore? No one. Children play with toys. That is who plays with toys. What's that in the background? Oh, it's like, oh man, I forgot I took this thing out. Every once in a while. There can only be one Highlander. Lightsaber, saber, sword. You shall not burn! Gandalf would be so much cooler. You can't do anything against that. It's a wizard that has a sword that's a staff. All he needs is a gun. And let's just give him a gun. Alright, it's Gandalf with a sword that's a staff, and he has a gun. I'm talking minigun from Terminator 2. But yeah, like I was saying, toys are really stupid, and we have grown up and matured past them, so can you guys, just calm down over there with your toy playing? Just topic 2, Vlogger 2's concept of sensitivity and how we're just way too sensitive. Basically, my opinions on this topic are the same as Vlogger number 2. I feel the same way, honestly, that we are far too sensitive as a culture, as a being. We're far too sensitive. We've been fighting wars over perceived notions of slight, essentially. We'd start giant wars just because someone wouldn't believe in our beliefs or marry who we wanted them to marry, or because they're doing something their own way. Those are the primary reasons why we start wars. And I think this is mainly because of my topic, and that is identity, or the philosophical concept of identity. Essentially, there are 4 different levels of identity that I'm going to cover. You have level 1, human identity. And yes, I know my writing's atrocious, but deal with it. Level 1 is basically covered by monks and enlightened people. It is the ultimate level, the actual level. It is our actual identity, who we are as a person. Level 2, on the other hand, is cultural identity, or as our culture and government would like to see, the perfect citizen or the perfect soldier. Culture is the second part of our personality, with the other half being genetics, which is human identity. The 3rd level of this is subcultural identity, or our identity as we see it in our specific communities. The 4th level, the level that most people are on, is something called single concept identity. It is the most limited version of identity you can possibly get, because all you're taking is one concept of something that you do or are, and you're applying that to your whole personality. This covers topics such as race, sexual orientation, what we like to do, what sports we like to play, etc. Anything that you do, you take that one thing and make it your whole self. This is a huge problem, especially in American culture, because people don't actually know what they are. And being they're only identifying with one single concept, it makes it easy for them to be offended if that one single concept comes up in the crosshairs. This right here, this is the goal. This is where we want to be. Human identity. Nature defines actions, not action defines nature. Enough on the topic though. I'm just a guy in a mask. And, the mask actually speaks volumes about human social relationships. Because what are we besides just a collection of identities that we allow the world to see for ourselves? I know what can really get under your skin, vlogger number 2. What's that? The quarter says he wants to be donated, vlogger number 2. Change really isn't that great, is it? I mean, we could just get rid of it and donate it. And as for my contribution to the story, suddenly, explosion. That's it. That's all I have to say, really. Except, the hell is a Koopa? It's okay, baby. I didn't actually mean it. I just, I have to seem like a tough guy.